Hello guys, welcome back to another lovely trading video. In this one we're going to be doing some in-depth stock analysis on CPIX, which is today's leading gapper, closing up around 128%. Before this video we did upload one on Johnson & Johnson if you want to see some analysis on that, but to get straight into it, on CPIX, firstly, as always, we go onto a clean daily chart, see is there any gaps that need to be filled. Looking straight at it, there isn't really any gaps that need to be filled. We will probably see a reaction down at 321, and again back to the original gap fill at 220. They're kind of the only two levels that we can see on a clean daily chart related to gap fills that will have some significance. Now going on to the flexible grid so we can see the standard deviations. This is where we're going to be getting the key levels, because these are usually how we look to trade these small gaps. So all we need to do is be placing the deviation at each of these levels, and these are levels we would expect strong reactions coming into each of these levels. One thing you do always need to take into account with these small caps is as they move so much the previous day, if they're trading outside of the deviations, they tend to move. So for example, right now you can see this top deviation is around $4.06. Wouldn't be surprised if when market opens it moves to say $4.10, just because they do tend to be moving a bit larger when it's such an unexpected move. But either way, even if you can't get the updated numbers, for example, if you don't have standard deviation on your platform, then the levels I provide you today will still be quite effective coming into Wednesday. And they just won't be the exact pinpoint ones. But if you always need, you can comment on this video and I will reply to them when I see it. So usually probably within an hour. So if you're looking to trade it pre-market or something, just let me know and I will give you some updated levels. So what we will quickly do is go over to a, say, 1 day, 1 minute chart. So you can firstly see how it reacted coming into these levels. We've actually gone to a 5 minute. See what happens as we came into these levels. So you can see after market yesterday, it kind of just blitzed through all of these deviations. Usually when you see this, you know, okay, it's going to at least pull back to the top deviation. That's exactly what we saw as we came into pre-market. Pull back to this deviation and then broke through and kind of pushed a bit lower. And then what you would expect is it, well, you don't always expect it to push high, but if it does, again, you never tend to see stocks go far away from the deviations and stay there. Usually they'll come back and at least retest them or keep retesting until they finally fail. That's exactly what happened in CPIX today. Pushed it away. We can see, I mean, from this bottom to that top, it did push 45%, but very quickly did come back, start fading down and push off our exact level of $4.06. And always with these small caps, if you don't have deviations for any reason, or you don't know what levels to be looking at, key psychological levels on these small cap stocks are always effective. So that's the whole dollar, the 25 cents, the 50 cents and the 75 cents. And if you plot this, you'll be able to see, for example, pre-market, yes, it bounced off this deviation, but it's also a psychological level of 75 cents. Pulled back here, bounced on our deviation, but also a psychological level of $4. That's one thing as well you want to be looking out for. If you see the standard deviations and a psychological level match up, they're usually very strong levels. So again, depending on how you traded, this should have been quite an easy one to trade if you had these levels, if you were trading standard deviations. But looking into tomorrow, again, these are the levels that we'll be looking for. So to the upside, it's not something I would personally be long on. The reason being is we don't have any targets going up. So really, if you're buying it to the upside, you've either got a strategy that works fine and you've tested it and it works. But for something like, personally like me, I've got no levels if I go upwards. So it's not something I can really trade upwards. Something, yes, you can look, for example, when it comes into the 406, you would expect there to be a bounce. But at the same time, it's still not something I would take long because I have nowhere to lock in profit. So it would be more of a guessing game. Would I pick 425? Would I pick 450? I mean, the only real way I can really do it is off psychological levels or the previous day support and resistance. But I tend to just stick to the standard deviations, and these are the levels on the screen now that we would be looking at. So the 406, 387, 375, 359. Again, depending on how you trade, if you're looking for scalps, these levels are very easy to trade. You can usually just trade them, for example, long going in, and then you can try and catch them short when they show some rejection. If you're looking more to kind of day trade them throughout the day, maybe for 10 plus minutes, maybe a few hours, then these ones are probably better to trade short. That's usually how I personally trade them. They either first touch a level and you trade the pullback, or if it's something like now where it's already above the level, you wait for it to break below, retest and fail. For example, here we see it break below, come into the retest, it doesn't really show any rejection, it just pulls back and then buying pressure comes back in. Not something we would have looked to short, but if it comes into a level, for example, let's say this was a level, comes in, you see it kind of break through, but very quickly selling pressure comes in. That shows you there's more selling pressure and something we would look to get short on. So it's more something we would be looking for tomorrow. When it comes below these levels, we retrace to them and then we expect them to fail off, and that's what we look to short when it gives us some confirmation that it's going to go down. So hope you enjoyed the breakdown on CPIX. Hope to see you in the next one, and that's it. Peace.